product detail pages with the buy now option. This is probably one of the most common ways for a product detail page to exist. But depending on your marketplace e-commerce, you may have a request for quote process in addition and at the same time as a buy it now option. You could have a reserve price that someone has to meet, or you could have a scenario where, depending on the type of offer the seller is choosing whenever they make a product listing, they're going to specify if it's a buy now or if it's a request for quote. Now, you may also have rules around the quantity breaks where something becomes a request for quote because of fulfillment or other customs and duties and other logistical aspects that are necessary. Regardless of all this, if you have a buy now capability on a product detail page, there are some key considerations that we recommend reviewing. Number one, on the product detail page, you're going to typically want to offer the user and make sure their expectations are really clear information around taxes, customs and duties, any type of shipping and fulfillment and logistics, any fees or hidden costs that might otherwise show up as the user is going through their checkout process. We want to get those out there right away and show them to them as fast as we can. Because the thing that we want to manage within our marketplace e-commerce platform is our credibility. We don't want anyone to feel like we're trying to pull the wool over their eyes. The other thing that typically makes a lot of sense is being able to present the seller's credibility as well. So we want to be very upfront and very informational and as accurate as possible about the seller. So you can see here we have a seller card where we're basically showing information about the seller, how quickly they typically turn items around, what number of transactions they have. We may want to show a review, a set of ratings and reviews, and some of their recent transactions so that we can present that to the buyer. We also want to show seller support and payment types, as you can see here. So we're actually showing information around how they have trade assurance, secure payment, and that shipments go out within 48 hours. Well, what exactly is the fulfillment timeline that the buyer needs? And is that going to be good enough? Just because the shipment goes out within 48 hours, what is the timeline for actual receipt if this is an intermodal shipment, for example? And so ultimately, we need to be able to present this information to the buyer on this product detail page. Now, we also talked earlier in another video about the product detail page in general around SEO, optimizing for the imagery and the content on this page. And ultimately, we want to say that generally speaking, your industry probably has very key aspects, and you may have different niches that you're focusing on with your marketplace, but each of those industry or niche specific areas probably has key information and details that need to be available on that product detail page. So do you have the capability to present that possibly in this section below, for example, where you can see the different attributes, and these need to be dynamic based on the category, subcategory of the product itself. The other thing that we want to point out is it's really, really helpful to a user to be able to see related products, especially that other folks have purchased whenever they looked at this product. This can be really helpful to prevent them from choosing a subpar product offering. They can go for something that more folks are purchasing and having a better experience with overall. So again, keep in mind your product detail page is a big opportunity to serve your buyer and help facilitate the process as optimally as possible. You're also wanting to manage the credibility of your marketplace by managing the expectations as the buyer is going through their journey, and similarly make it possible for the seller through your governance and through some of your training and resources on your site, make it possible for the seller to have the best, most appealing offer that they can for the buyer. Now, the other thing about the product detail page in general is we want to offer users, depending on the scenarios that are available, the opportunity to get a sample, possibly chat now, especially if it's a large purchase amount, add the item to their favorites, get alerts about items from this particular seller or within this subcategory, possibly have a search that's showing them products of the same type that are of a certain cost, be able to share this with other people. You get the idea. The list goes on. There are a lot of opportunities to keep the user engaged once they're on this product detail page. And keep in mind, most folks don't necessarily complete the purchase right away. So whether or not they engage with this product detail page, or if they add the item to their cart but abandon the cart, We're going to want to be able to track that using our analytics and have a feedback loop so that we can get in touch with that user and provide other recommendations to them in email and whenever they come back and visit the site, so we can get them moving down that path of completing the transaction that they originally intended to complete. I hope this helps you think of some different ideas for the product detail buy now page. And of course, we want to encourage you to take a look at the next brief few moments where we're going to talk about complementary resources that we hope will help you on your journey ahead with marketplace e-commerce. Thanks for watching this video on marketplace e-commerce. In this particular edition, we went into quite a bit of detail. However, we want you to know that we have complementary resources that you can download for free that give you a summary and a cheat sheet on key aspects of marketplace e-commerce. In particular, we go into quite a bit of detail around a checklist. It can be really helpful when upfront planning for a marketplace e-commerce project. We also have go live steps and optimization steps around various different aspects of running the marketplace, making it self-service, setting up the governance rules, optimizing for organic SEO, performance, security tuning, and really the list goes on. We certainly encourage you to take a look at those links in the description. And as always, if you would like to, we encourage you to go to town on that like button. Certainly feel free to subscribe so you can get notifications about additional videos like this. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.